Okay, here's another update on the Project Swiss Cheese Impala. Been working on it here in the shop, working on getting the rest replaced, which is going to include all new floors and all new trunk, and then rest repair on the body itself. So we're getting close to starting to put metal back in. Been working on getting all of the old stuff out. I ended up cutting out the floor braces for the front seats. You can see them laying there in the floor. I cut them out so then I could strip all of the old metal off of them and then clean them up like they are, and then they're going to weld back in here on the edges where I made the cuts with a cutoff wheel to cut them out. Decided on this rear one here after I learned how to strip the metal off better on that front, not to cut the brace out, to just make some cuts with the cutoff wheel through the middle of it, and then I could peel the metal off and either pop the spot welds or get the metal to tear where the spot welds were, and then cut it off with some cutters, and then use the grinders and the wire wheels and stuff to clean it all up. So I got this this rear brace here pretty much cleaned up. I got a little bit more work to do here, but you can see where I ground out the remaining spot welds down flat and then wire brushed it so it's ready to have new panels put back in. Spent yesterday afternoon doing some trimming in around the wheel tub here to get that to where the new panel will fit in okay, and I still need to wire brush that and get that all cleaned up where it's ready to go around the wheel tub. And then the panels are going to go in. There's a one-piece panel that goes across the back here, and then there's the front floor pans are in two pieces. And so we're just probably before today's over with, we'll be either starting on or ready to start on putting this panel back here in the back in. That's the first one that needs to go in back here, because the front ones lay over the top of it. So one thing I got left to do here is I didn't make my final cut all the way forward yet. You can see right in here, I'm going to extend this cut on up and then probably widen it out a little bit more down towards this seam right here, going on up to the front of the car. But I need to finish that up and then wire wheel around the wheel tubs and around this stuff and make sure that's all clean. And then this panel here that goes in here will be ready to go back in. I've got it pretty much fit and ready to go. The one thing I did have to do with it, I'm going to walk around the car here and kind of show you, is the way that it came. And here's a quick look at the trunk pans. They're just kind of laying in there. I'll be doing the same thing here in the trunk once I get the floor pans back in, as far as the fitting and the clearing of the braces and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to show you here as I walk around this side of the car on this pan. It's got a curve here that goes up and lays up against the inside of the wheel tub here. And when the panel came, this was only cut or only bent at about a 30-degree angle, and they need to be bent 90 degrees to fit up to the wheel tub, because it lays right in there up against it. And so I had to make some little perforation cuts in here so I could get the metal to bend to the proper angles to lay up against the wheel tub as the panel fits down in there. So I got it fitting in there pretty good. About ready to start putting those back in. The other thing I was going to do originally was going to peel this. This is a remnant of the original rear seat panel, and originally I was going to peel that off all the way down. But as I started into that on both ends here, I noticed that they were spot welded about every inch all the way across there. And after I got the first couple of them, I realized how flimsy this metal here was after I took this panel off. So I decided to cut it off there a couple inches in on either side and just leave this on here to provide more reinforcement. So the new panel is going to lay on that as it comes across here over to the wheel tub. And that'll, I think, give us a little bit more strength back here in the back of the car as well, where the rear seat panel goes. And I did save the original seat mount brackets. You see them there. They were on this brace here. I saved them, but I don't expect to use them because we're going to be putting late model seats in the car that's going to have different attachment points. So that's the update for now. Next update, we should be able to show with this new floor panel here in the rear back end, as we get to start putting the metal back in the car. Thanks.